Welcome, foolish mortals, to the best of Disney parks. I am your host, your ghost host. Kindly step all the way in, please, and make room for everyone. Now here are your masters of ceremonies, Chip and Greg.
And Marc. Hoy hoy everyone, and welcome to the Best of Disney Parks here at the Chip and Company Podcast Network. We appreciate everybody listening. Make sure you subscribe to the Chip and Company Podcast Network, or like it, or, just listen to the episode. First, let me introduce you to the owner and founder of Chip and Company. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chip Confer.
Was that a question?
Literally was like, well, did I just ask if you're here? No. How you doing today, my friend?
I'm cold. It's cold up here.
It's cold here. I'll just wait. I'm going to introduce our next guest real quick.
Wait, we have another guest?
We do on this amazing episode. Ladies and gentlemen, our third person that is joining us today, our third leg, our third wheel, our third something.
Leg.
Third leg. Ladies and gentlemen, the host of Dislife podcast and my co-host on And Company, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Marc Valentine. Marc, how are you doing today?
Hello, gentlemen. Greg, you remember when we saw that elephant with the third leg on the safari? That was terrifying.
Actually, I think at that point it was his fifth leg.
How did Marc get up from his 5-hour nap to be on the program?
I don't know.
Coffee.
Coffee. Marc is the king of the 5-hour nap.
I didn't know we were going to have the lead singer Sugar Ray on the program.
Yeah, we do. There's a little bit of tips left. Marc, how are the tips?
We still have a little bit of frosting. Just the tip. Just to see how it looks.
The episode is going nowhere all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Wait, Greg, didn't you see Marc at Seaworld yesterday?
I did. He was one of the Beach Boys there. It was amazing. All he needs now is a bucket hat. Marc, do you have a bucket hat?
I do have a bucket hat. It's a orange bird bucket hat. Should I wear that next time?
Please. Because one of the guys looked just like you while doing SeaWorld yesterday. All right, so Marc is out of...
Speaking of wearing clothes, Marc, who's the sponsor of your clothing line?
Yeah, so I'm actually wearing Happiness Collection right now. This is my blue wall dry fit. I also have a purple wall dry fit. We love the Happiness Collection. They have dry fit clothing. They have stuff for Disney bounding. Christine over there is a former CM. We love working with her. She is a sponsor of Dislife podcast. And so I love modeling the Happiness Collection. You can find her over at Happiness is Addictive on Etsy.
Does she purposely send you a size too small every time? A medium?
It's a medium.
Yeah, the mediums.
Well, Marc looked so buff in those shirts.
So I started with mediums, and then I've put on a little weight.
I think we all have.
Yeah, so I worked up to a large.
Okay.
I have to tell you, Marc modeled the shirt for me, the shirt that he got for me from the Happiness Collection of Chip and Dale. I do believe
right
Chip
here
has Chip right there. I have the Dale one. Marc modeled it, and then I tried to recreate that model and failed miserably because Marc looks so much better in those shirts than I do.
Listen, I will tell you that in the battle of who wore it better, you won, my friend. You definitely won that battle. Check that out on social media. Where is that? Facebook?
Facebook, yeah. That is honestly, those shirts are amazing. So Happiness Collection, correct?
Happiness Collection or Happiness is Addictive on Facebook.
There we go. We just advertised for them without them ever paying us for anything because we actually pay for their product because we believe in their product.
This is true.
This is true. All right. So today on Disney Parks, enough banter. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, I am coming to you live from Vero Beach right now. I am literally hanging out on my balcony, having an amazing time. We will get into Vero Beach. We will get into Magic Kingdom. We will get into the Walt Disney World resorts. But first, we brought Marc on because Marc did an amazing event up in New York City, which is down the street from his house. About an hour or so.
Far down the
Marc,
street.
we wanted to go over, yeah. It's just down there. Look, it's closer than I am. Marc got up there to do the Disney Encanto X Camp experience. So we wanted to bring Marc on to talk about that for a few minutes. Marc, let's start at the beginning. What is it?
So Disney's Encanto X Camp is an immersive experience. It's over on 5th Avenue in New York City. Camp has several locations around the country. If you just go to Camp's website, you can see they have offerings in Texas, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, one in California. But this is the first of its kind where they have an Encanto immersive experience. They have recreated a casita, which comes to life. So you have a chance to become an honorary member of the Madrigal family, experience the magic of all of the doors, walk through the interactive casita. It's obviously for younger audiences, but listen, I'll tell you what, there were a lot of adults there living their best Encanto lives as well.
So it is, the camp experience itself is for kids.
Correct.
And, it's what, about an hour and a half long experience?
Yeah. So the tickets average about $40. So it's dynamic pricing depending on the day that you go and the time. If you go at busier times, it gets up to like $43 per person. And that's for kids and for adults. That admission ticket entitles you to a 1 hour experience inside of the house. They have a storefront that you walk in, you can buy merchandise. Then they ask you to come 15 minutes prior to your tour of the experience. They give you a magical candle that is going to unlock the house, which was also really cool if you want to get into any of that. Or if you want to keep it spoiler free, we can certainly do that too. But then you get to your time when you're supposed to go in. One of the camp counselors has you say the magic doors. You have to say abre la puerta, which is open the door. And then the magical bookcase just peels back and reveals the house. You walk in, you have friends of Mirabel that are there. There's a guitar player. The house is filled with music. There's sing-alongs. I mean, the people that are there, the counselors, do such a magnificent job in making it a highly interactive experience. But I'll tell you, we went alone. So I didn't take my daughter. She had school. So we just went for the media coverage of it. And I'll tell you, I'm 43 and I had every bit of fun that the kids had.
So let's get into the singing. I know we have on video a little bit of them singing along. Mm-hmm. Guy playing acoustic guitar is wandering around. But are you singing the Encanto songs? So that's what people want to know. Are you going to sing along to these songs that everybody's fallen in love with? Yeah.
So this is a fully licensed experience. So you begin your journey into the casita by singing with Mirabel. You sing Family Madrigal as you're entering the house. Then while you're in the house, you sing What Else Can I Do? That they have that is played intermittently as there's a live guitar player. They have maracas. So they're like, you're not singing to a track, you're singing to live music. The guitar player walks from room to room. We sing What Else Can I Do? They sing We Don't Talk About Bruno. And then I'm sorry, I don't know the name of the song, but at the end of the film, Mi Encanto, and it's done entirely in Spanish. You sing that as well. And so it is a bilingual musical experience, but you are singing songs from Lin-Manuel Miranda's soundtrack.
Let's get into some of the interactive stuff real quick. I noticed that there were slides that you refused to go down. Apparently you decided that you were too big, but I looked at it and it looked like you could go down the
slides.
Yeah, they were mediums.
They were kid slides. They were plastic and metal. But when you sit on a slide and it starts to buckle a little bit, you have the realization of this is for kids. But the main stairs of the main hall of the casita, the kids can slide down. There are slides over in, is it Antonio's room? Who's the newest member who has the jungle? Antonio?
I don't remember. I'm so sorry.
So there's the jungle room. Bruno's room has several slides, and that's it. So there's 3 different interactive play areas and play zones. And then there's other stuff to do. Like, it's not just slides and jungle gyms. There's a lot of stuff to do inside of the house. It's insane.
Can you camp there, like overnight?
No, I would. If you could, I would. I want to spend a night in the house.
It's kind of a tease, though. It's by camp.
It is by camp.
Day camp. So Overall, Mark, this sounds like an amazing experience for families. Age range, under 11, under 12?
So I truly believe this, and I stand by this statement. I even think the kids that are a little bit older are really going to love it. If you're a fan of Encanto, it truly doesn't matter what age you are, but the sweet spot for this are kids that are probably ages 3 and up. Those little kids, the toddlers and the tykes, like those are the ones that this is geared towards. So under 10,
3 to 18 is what you're saying?
Yes, absolutely. 3 to 18. Realistically, 3 to 10 is the sweet spot, but the adults were having so much fun as well. You can play skee ball over in Luis's room. Now, remember, Luisa, we never saw what Luis's room looked like in the film. So you get to see Cousin Dolores's secret room, which has a special thing I don't want to tell you that happens in Luis's room. Or Cousin Dolores's room, Luis's room, you can play skee ball. In Bruno's room, you get to bop mice on the head. It sounds a little violent, but like the thing where moles, it's like whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole. Yeah.
Whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole. You can whack-a-mole with...
You could whack-a-mole with Bruno, but they're
PG, Greg. We're talking about a family thing.
Right. So, end of story, Mark. This is the first time that Encanto has ever had an experience outside anywhere. So, not even in the parks. We've had meet and greets before. This is the first real thing. Finally, your final thoughts on it. What is your recommendation? Would you send adults there? How did you personally like it? Because I know you are a fan of Encanto. We are a fan of Encanto. Is it worth it?
If you're a Disney fan, you're going to love this because this is giving me promise and hope for if we do get an interactive casita in parks. This is at a remote site, and this is what camp was able to effectively put up in a site. Now, remember, this is only going to be there for like 3 or 4 months, and then this will tour. Camp will take this down, and then this experience is going to go to either Texas or Connecticut. While they don't know where it's going next, even if you don't get to New York, check out camp, go to their website, because this experience will be coming to a city near you very soon. And if you're an adult and you just love Encanto, you don't need the slides to have fun. There's enough to do, and just between the music and walking around, the picture opportunities are amazing too, man. Like, this is an Instagrammer's dream come true.
Ladies and gentlemen, the host of Dislife podcast, the co-host of And Company, Mr. Marc Valentine. Marc, what's going on? Anything else going on with you this week?
That's it. I'm at work. I'm at my day job right now. We're on our lunch break. Happy birthday to Rory today.
Thank you.
Happiest of birthdays to her. Enjoy Vero Beach. I will see you tomorrow for And Company. And I will see you.
Spicy.
Yeah, and I will see you guys really soon for the Wine and Dine. We're doing the 5K and the 10. Greg is going to bring his Pinkie Pie confetti gun as I cross the finish line. As soon as you cross
the finish line of the 5K, cannon, confetti. I actually had to look through the rule book to see if it was allowed, and it does not say you cannot do it or do it.
If you can't shoot the confetti onto the course...
Oh, I'm shooting it on. It doesn't matter.
Afterward. Well, you know what? Like, why ask for permission? Yeah, why ask permission? Ask forgiveness.
Yeah, so you're coming down for the 5K. We will see you next 2 weeks from now. And it'll be amazing, my friend. So thank you so much for joining us.
Go back to your igloo, Mark.
Gentlemen, have a wonderful show. Thanks for including me in a little bit of it. And I'm going to go back to camp. See you later.
All right.
All right, Chip. Let us move on with our show here. Let's start over at Disney Springs. We got over to Disney Springs early last week. We do this by week. So Disney Springs, we got to see the new tie-dyed Walt Disney World 50th anniversary Spirit jersey. It was $89.99. Like this purple, a blue, and it had big Walt Disney World in obviously the letters across the back, like a Spirit jersey would. Went over the arms, so Walt was on one arm, Disney in the middle, World was on the other arm, and then it had the original characters underneath. It actually is a really, really nice tie-dyed Spirit jersey. People were really going nuts over that.
Yeah, they were.
Yes, that's the first time I saw a Spirit jersey and was like, I need to buy that one.
Did you get it?
No.
Yeah.
I don't buy a lot of
regretting that now.
I am not regretting it. No regrets, Chip. No regrets.
Well, it's really cold. You could use the Spirit jersey.
I could really use it. You know what? I did send over to Caitlin, who is one of the entertainment writers here at Chip and Company. She also makes shirts. She made our Chip and Dale shirts for us to go over out to D23. She made a Bishop shirt for my daughter from Hawkeye. And it was long sleeve. It was the first day she got to wear it because it's so cold here. Nice. It's freezing, man. But over at Disney Springs, we also noticed that the Minnie and Mickey ears, which normally we're selling for $29.99, Chip, there has been a price increase, and it's not just on the ears. We'll talk about more stuff in a little bit, but the ear price has actually gone up $3. So it's now $32.99 instead of $29.99. So please be aware, if you're looking for certain ears, the price increase has hit the ears.
Is it safe to say that prices have gone up around the world? The Disney World?
Yeah. Oh,
like
I see. That was good. And
That's
yes,
funny.
it's punny. It's punnily good, and it's punnily correct. So yes, they've gone up around the Disney World. Another thing that kind of happened over at Disney Springs is Marketplace Co-op, which has a few stores in there, is one of our favorite stores, shops. Has the vault collection over there. It has the paintings that you can buy over there, but it also had the dress shop, Chip, where we saw a lot of the dress shop, really nice dresses like the new Haunted Mansion one, the new attraction dress. That is now gone. There is no more the dress shop over at the Marketplace. It has been replaced by, I'm bringing up my photo right now. I want to make sure I call it correct. National Geographic Store. Or what is it? Just Nat Geo, National Geographic. So it's their new clothesline and merchandise you can buy from National Geographic is in that store. Their dress shop they're still selling the dresses, but there's no more the dress shop. So please be aware. But we were over there for an actual event over there last week, Chip. Really, really fun event that we had heard advance warning. So October, in case you didn't know, was National Pizza Month. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
I did not either. To be quite honest, I didn't know pizza had a month. National Pizza Month.
I would think, wouldn't March 14th be the month for pizza? Since it's pie?
It's pie month. I
3.0.
absolutely agree with you. But instead they did a Pizza Ponte, which has the largest pizza slice at Disney Springs and is probably the best pizza.
It's a good New York style pizza.
Great New York style pizza. They decided at 3:14 p.m., which was apparently pie o'clock. Get it? Pie o'clock. Yeah. Anyway, they gave out free pizza. Yeah, for anybody who was there, they gave out free pizza.
Oh,
so
wow.
you could get free pizza at Pizza Ponte. They didn't tell anybody. If you just happened to be in there, you got free pizza. We happened to be in there. It was nice. It was really cool of them. I mean, and their pizza is excellent. So how do you say no to free pizza slices?
You don't.
You do not ever. And to be quite honest, I recommend going to Pizza Ponte. If you're need a really quick service at Disney Springs, Pizza Ponte is the place to go. We also got over to the Edison, Chip, which is one of our favorite spots to go over there for drinks and entertainment and to just hang out. We got over there to have drinks and entertainment and to hang out. And we got to try a bunch of their new alcohol and non-alcoholic drinks for Halloween they have out here. So they have a blood bag. It's called the Blood Donor, which is, Chip, it's served like in a blood bag and you have to drip it out onto your own glass. Is the most
you're making that sound really appealing.
I can't even tell you what's in it. All I know is when you see it you go, oh, that's ingenious. A lot of people were grossed out by it. It's Halloween, people. And a lot of people are like, oh, they're just copying Universal. And Universal copied somebody else. It's still a cool concept. Who cares who came up with it first? You know what I'm saying?
Could you take it to go and like walk around Disney Springs drinking out of a blood bag?
I think you can. I honestly really
I'd do
think
it just
you
for
can.
that.
But I actually have some pictures of me drinking right out of that bag. I got to send them over to you.
What if you dressed up like a vampire and then walked around drinking out of the
Oh,
blood
you know
bag.
what you need? You know that like trolley or whatever that holds the blood or that holds your like liquids bags up as you're
Yeah, the
walking in the
IV thing.
hospital? Yes. You need that walking around Disney Springs. See? Now I have a Halloween idea. That's awesome. They also had a drink that had an eyeball in it,
Ooh.
which it was it was good, but it's really weird trying to drink something when it's staring back at you. So, and then they have what they call a high roller drink, which is one of the more expensive drinks. They use all top shelf liquor. Chip, I am unfortunately not cultured enough to understand the difference between them. All I know is this tasted phenomenal. And then they gave you out a little coin that's had the Edison 2022. If you get 4 of those coins, you can trade them in for a free drink in the future.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I thought that was good. And then they had a special drink in honor of breast cancer awareness. One of the bartenders bartender's mothers is a breast cancer survivor. So in honor of her, they created a drink for her. So that is available all the month of October also. That was just cool. It was really fun hanging out over there at the Edison. On the way out, we got to see a few interesting little things. We got to see Sebastian the crab from Little Mermaid. They now have a shoulder plush of him, which just reminds me of how we missed the Jiminy Cricket one over in Disneyland.
Yeah, we literally played with that thing.
10 minutes waiting in line, and I had it talking. Accidentally called it Geppetto for 10 minutes, and then was like, "Oh, I'm Jiminy Cricket."
I'm a Jiminy Cricket.
Hey, I'm a Jiminy the Cricket. Jiminy, you don't have a "the" in your name. I don't care. I'm a Jiminy the Cricket. I'm a the Cricket. My real name's a Geppetto. All right. So anyway, now that we've noticed what is new and what is old, Chip, and failing miserably on the Jiminy Cricket one, we now pay attention. So Kevin saw the new Sebastian shoulder soldier plush.
Does he come with a little gun?
Right. Sebastian, he's taking over. He's like, now we're doing things my way.
A trident.
I've had enough of these sassy people. I'm getting it going. And then on our way out, we did stop over at the Contemporary because we had to check out. Actually, I think we were going to dinner, steakhouse, something. Whatever we did, we ended up over the Contemporary. Over at BVG, they do sell some of, because next door at Bay Lake Tower is a Disney Vacation Club. Mm-hmm. They have the Disney Loungefly, new Disney Vacation Club Loungefly and ears over there. Really pink, coral, and blue. Really nice. So it's a whole collection, Chip. I actually downstairs here at Vero Beach, they have the Spirit jersey of it. So I'm going to get pictures of that.
Oh, that's cool.
And now it's a whole set. So you get Spirit jersey, Loungefly bag, Loungefly ears, get the whole collection. Really beautiful coral and blue. Over on the monorail loop, we did get to see some of the new Polynesian Resort construction, Chip, for the Disney Vacation Club building that they're doing over there. Uh-huh. I am getting interested on how that's going to happen because that space they're trying to put everything in feels like it's very small, even though it's not. And I'm wondering if they're going to build it over the monorail or it's just going to be a monorail stop or the monorail is just going to miss it.
I don't think the monorail will stop there. I think they'll still make them go through the poly.
Yeah, I think you're right. And then the other thing over there was they're trying to save, I guess, this giant tree over there. So it's all boarded up. They have it halfway out of the ground, but they're trying to move this giant tree and save it. And it's really interesting watching them do that. But yeah, that was our trip over to Disney Springs and the monorail loop. Onwards and upwards, Chip, I do believe we have a commercial real quick.
We do.
Do you love Chip and Company podcast? Be sure to head over to chipandco.com for even more Disney Parks news, entertainment, and review podcast. Chip and Company has been delivering the best in Disney news, planning tips, and more since 2009. And now you can get that news in an audio-only format now 5 days a week.
Every Monday, join Marc and Greg for Dislife podcast and start your week off the right way by living your best Disney life. Tuesday is our news and review podcast discussing the latest breaking news from the Walt Disney Corporation. Every Wednesday, we're discussing the best of Disney parks with Chip and Greg. Thursdays have Marc and Greg breaking down the top headlines of the week in And Company, a weekly news roundup. And don't forget to tune into Extra every single weekend where we give you a deep dive on the biggest topic of the week. Get that extra dose of Disney in your weekly commute, your time on the treadmill, or even just relaxing around the house. So what are you waiting for? Head over to chipandco.com today and become part of the fastest growing podcast network in the Disney community. We hope that you enjoy today's podcast, and thank you for being a part of our podcast family.
And onwards, Chip, we go. Where are we going? Epcot. I was lost for a second. I had the wrong screen up. I was pulling a U. I was looking at something randomly while we were recording.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Here's some wonderful news for everybody. So, Disney announced last week, Chip, obviously you know this, that they were turning Genie Plus, which is your enhancement for when you go to the resort and go to the parks. Genie Plus costs $15. Last week, Disney announced that they were turning it into variable price structure. So on busier days, it's going to cost more. On less crowded days, it's going to cost less. But it starts at $15. They said the max it would go to is $22. Chip, instantly, the next day, everything's been $22.
Ooh.
So we tried to get it on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, $22. Sunday, it dropped to $20. Oh, big savings. It's still $5 to $7 more than what it cost prior.
By Grapnard's hammer, what a savings.
So just be aware that the Genie Plus, it's going to sit at $22 to $20 to $22 almost all the time. I don't even know when they think slow times are for it only to cost $15, but I can go look right now and it is still not $15. But one thing we did solve over there, Chip, is we've been reporting on mysterious signs recently. At the entrance to all the parks, there's these little square signs that just popped up. There's one at Magic Kingdom, at Epcot, at Magic Kingdom. Did I say Magic Kingdom twice or did I say Animal Kingdom? But either way, all the parks. Apparently, these signs now are for annual pass holders. It is to tell annual pass holders where their line is. So Disney finally is putting annual pass holder lines back in all the parks full time, which is good news. So there's some bad news. There's some good news. Back to bad news for a second, which is not horrible news. Great news for Disney. Bad news for us. The crowd levels were astronomical this week. One of the, I would say, second highest, busiest time I've ever seen Epcot. We were trying to figure out why it was that way. And then we put up a post. And look, it's nice to have everybody down here. Don't get me wrong. I'm just joking about that because it's wonderful to see all of the crowds back. But I was like, why? And then
we couldn't figure out why.
Yeah, apparently Southern schools were on vacation.
Really?
Yeah, most Southern schools get a week-long fall break. I guess because they go back in August, so they get a fall break and a spring break. So fall
Not
break
us.
was not us either. We got one day off.
I'm looking to see when the next day off for the kids are. I think it's on Election Day.
Really?
Yeah, we don't get many days off.
Yeah, that's weird. We don't either. So yeah, crowds. And look, we're happy to see everybody here. We kind of joke about the crowd levels. Like, if it's empty, we'll be the first people like, it's empty, man. Come on down. This is awesome. And then we'll also be very honest with you and go, hey, the crowd, it is packed today. And I love when people question us on it, Chip. Like, oh, this is just this time of year. You didn't know that? Like, we know what the crowd levels are. We're just letting other people know. Relax.
Yeah,
people.
it's more of like an informational post for people that live locally.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, don't go to the parks this day, or hey, go to the parks this day.
Yep. One of the nice things we did see over at Epcot, though, Chip, was they released a new Huey, Dewey, and Louie. What is I guess they're calling it the Ducks collection. Huey, Dewey, and Louie, I think, are celebrating 74 years. Is that what it is? 79 years, somewhere in there, since they were created. So it was their anniversary. So happy anniversary, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And in honor of them,
for almost 80.
They haven't aged a bit, man.
No.
You can go and buy a brand new wallet, and they have a hat that goes with it, and not a spirit jersey, but a long sleeve Huey, Dewey, and Louie anniversary shirt. Saw that over at Port of Entry in Epcot. Really cool set. I loved it. Like, it's really bright. It's perfect for them. One of the other things we saw over there was the Jungle Book, Dooney and Burke, with the book bag. I'm gonna do some shopping. Why I went Swedish Chef. I really need to figure out how to talk about Dooney and Burke that way.
We're never going to get sponsored by them.
Never, ever. They're going to be like, dude, could you just stop? Like, no, I can't. They have a new collection of, what do you call that? A tote, a satchel type bag, and a crossbody. It's definitely a crossbody, a tote. It's whatever the middle bag is. I'm going to call it a Parks bag, but it's really cool. It has the Jungle Book on there and all the characters. Mowgli, I think, is on there. You can see Baloo. Yeah, all the characters. Really, really cool. You can see Ka is on there.
Their anniversaries this week.
That's probably why the collection came out then.
Yeah. What is it? I'm trying to remember the number. 55th anniversary of the Jungle Book is this week. They got a new photo pass magic shot at Animal Kingdom.
Right. Yeah. I got to go over and try that. That sounds awesome. So, hey, another one. Happy anniversary, Jungle Book. One of my favorite animated movies of all time. Actually, I like the remake they did, the live action remake. It was a fun movie. So, that was really cool that we saw over there. One of the few other things that we saw over there that have returned that were gone for a little while, the 40th anniversary Figment Spaceship Earth light up statue had returned. It's $119.99, so $120. And then if you have the discount on there, it's 30% off right now. Really nice price to buy this statue. One of the best statues I've ever seen because it lights up and looks just like Spaceship Earth does at nighttime. The only difference, Figment is lounging on the front of it all. Hey, this is my ball. It looks cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
was it pretty heavy?
Yes, it was. Like I would have bought that on my way out of the park.
Yeah.
Or I would have had to buy a storage. Or because I live there, I would have walked it back to my car. But yeah, you don't want to walk around with it all day at the park.
Yeah, if you're buying a statue for that much, you want it to have some weight to it.
Oh, it has weight. It's hefty. It's good. I like it. We saw the mugs that have returned. The Epcot International Food and Wine Festival presented by, is it Advent Health? I hope it's Advent Health.
Sure.
I forget. Chef Mickey and Chef Minnie with a hat mug is now available over there. I thought that was cool. It's like a reversible mug. So Minnie's on one side, Mickey's on the other. And then it has this big white topping that is either it'll keep things warm or it just looks like a cool chef hat. And then the other thing I want to talk about, Chip, another price increase over at Walt Disney World, 2 different ones. So apparently the pins, and it's just I guess they're blue and silver and red pricing, or blue, silver, green, and red.
Yeah, the signs that are usually in front of the pins.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those prices have gone up by $3 to $5 per. Some of the more expensive one did not go up in price, but the lower ones did go up in price. So pins, another thing, Walt Disney World raising prices. And then here's the other one, is the Disney plush prices have gone up between $2 to $7 depending on the plush you are buying. Another huge price increase. I don't know if it's inflation or it's just this time of year where Disney's first quarter of the fiscal year is on, and that's when they raise prices. I don't know what's going on, but they hit every aspect of the park got a price increase somewhere.
I noticed that when Kevin posted the Figment or the Sebastian shoulder plush, like, aren't those usually around $19? And he's like,
$19.99.
yeah, $25 now.
Oh, that's a huge price increase, man. It's just it just adds up. Like, I'm not complaining. I understand Disney has to do this. They are a business, but when you do it to a pin and then a plush and then what is it at the resorts themselves? The mugs have gone up in price. They were again $19.99. They're now what, $21.99. So it's just every aspect of things are going up by $2 to $5. That does add up to someone's vacation bottom line. So just wanted everybody to be aware that is what's going on. It's not a negative. It's not a positive. It is just a thing. So
it's a fact.
It is a fact. More Chip. I almost called you Mark for a second. Chip,
I don't have blonde tips.
Friend. No, you don't. Much. I got nothing to mess with you on. Let's go.
Ready to go to commercial?
Yes, please.
Hey guys, Dislife Marc here, and I want to tell you all about the official travel partner here at Chip & Company. Let our good friend Sarah at Destination to Travel help you plan your next Disney vacation. Sarah specializes in planning dream vacations for your family. She's an authorized Disney vacation planner, and she can help with every step of your magical vacation. The best thing is that her services are 100% free. Want to travel beyond Disney? Sarah has you covered there too. Want to find out more? Fill out a trip request form over at the website at Chip & Co. or email her directly at sarahsolberg@d2travel.com. What are you waiting for? Start planning that dream vacation today. Email her at sarahsolberg@d2travel.com.
Hey, my friend, let us get out of the park for a second. We are going to talk random other things, and then we're going to end here at we're going to talk Vero Beach for a second, and then we're going to talk food and wine that's going to happen over at the park. So
did you notice there's new music today? I found some new music.
Yeah,
I can turn it up a little bit here.
No, you're fine. I was listening to the background. I was letting it breathe for a second, Chip.
Yeah. It's an artist called Pecan Pie. I mean, how can you not like an artist named Pecan Pie or Pecan Pie?
It's sweet, man. It's sweet.
Yep.
See. Speaking of sweet, our childhood has come back, Chip, in the form of Happy Meal buckets. Just in time for Halloween, they had released, what is it, a ghost? What's the green one? A pumpkin and a witch. We have, all of us at Chip & Co. have been out trying to get the full collection. I think Marc has the ghost and the pumpkin. I heard somebody else got the witch somewhere else. Like, it's really hard to get a whole collection in one area.
Yeah.
Danielle got the ghost for her son. Listen, people, we're going to say that we're buying it for our kids. We're really not. I'm going to go buy that for my kids. No, and the problem is we're all Disney fans, so we're all collectors of stuff. One thing I do want to mention is a little bit of deceptiveness on the advertising part, which just happens. It looks like there is a lid on the Happy Meal buckets. That is a figment of your imagination. It is part of the handle. There is actually no real lid to it. It's a cardboard lid that covers it, but the piece that looks like the lid, like it would be the hat of whatever the character is just part of the handle. So it's a little deceptive on how it looks. If you hold the camera down, you could be like, look, mine has a lid. It doesn't. It's just part of the handle. That's
actually creating quite the outrage on social media.
People, you never know how people are going to react to stuff, because it does look in all their advertisements like there is a lid.
Yeah, there needs to be a lid on there.
It does need to. I remember a lid on ours. But yeah, it reminds me of my childhood, man. I used to get those.
How much is that extra plastic that they couldn't just made a lid?
Enough. I guess they made enough that it probably didn't have a cost effect to it. But really, it's McDonald's. They're going to make more money off of hamburgers every day than anything. But good for them. Look, the buckets themselves are really cool. We're not saying anything negative about that. They're great. They look great. They feel like your childhood. Go out and try one. Whatever you want to get for the food, go for it. But the Happy Meal bucket itself brings me joy. Yes. And if it doesn't bring you joy, get rid of it. We got over to Seaworld yesterday, Chip. Seaworld has announced the 7th coaster for SeaWorld Orlando, which is a pretty big deal because they are considered the coaster capital of Orlando. And if you think about that, like you think Universal's here with 3 parks, Disney's here with 4 parks plus water parks, SeaWorld Orlando, Busch Gardens is close by.
Mhm.
So to call yourself the coaster capital, you must have the best coasters. And they kind of do, man. Like Mako is one of the best coasters in the world, and fully agree with that 100%. Kraken is fun. Manta is amazing. You feel like Superman when you're flying on that. And then you have kid coasters and then water coasters. So they announced what is called Pipeline is the brand new coaster coming. It is massive, Chip. It is a massive, massive roller coaster. It's going to be very long, not huge in drops, but it still goes up 105 feet. What is it? It's 110 feet tall. The track will be 2,950 feet long. It is a stand-up hybrid sit-down coaster. So it'll feel like you're surfing. It's called Pipeline, the surf coaster. It will be opening in spring of 2023. So go check that out. You can watch the video we put up on our YouTube channel, along with the McDonald's commercial we put up on our YouTube channel. We had a great time at SeaWorld. They fed us some really cool food like they always do. They always do a great job. We got to actually see the construction, Chip, like actually go to where their tracks are being placed, put our hand on the track and take pictures. It was a really cool experience. So thank you, SeaWorld, for having us out. We love you, and we love being part of the media for SeaWorld because they treat us very well. And their coasters are phenomenal.
Sounds pretty gnarly, dude.
So I was trying to put up a reel yesterday, and I haven't done it yet, and I'm about to. I didn't know if I should use the Ventures version of Pipeline, or do I use Wipeout?
I'd use Wipeout.
Me too. But then people would be like, that's not Pipeline.
Wipeout.
Yeah, I mean, you're surfing, man. Of course, you don't want to think of wiping out on a roller coaster. You're tragic, man.
Type in when you're looking for music. Type in The Endless Summer and check out some songs from that soundtrack.
Dude, that is one of my favorite documentaries of all time. Did you ever see The Endless Summer too?
Oh, yeah.
Even that one has some great music to it.
I'm a surfer. Those are required watching.
Speaking of being a surfer, my friend, I am at Vero Beach doing this show live right now. I literally was on the beach about 25 minutes ago before we started this episode. The waves are
43 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, an hour and a half ago now. I was on the beach. The waves are crashing. Man, it is the most beautiful green-blue ocean you can ever see. Vero Beach is a Disney Vacation Club resort about 2 hours south of Walt Disney World on the Atlantic Ocean side. Can I just tell you, Chip, this could be the most relaxing resort I've ever been into in my life. It is so different than being at Walt Disney World at the vacation clubs there, because not everybody's in a rush. Not everybody's trying to get to the parks. You're not trying to find busing. You're not trying to get on the monorail. Nothing. You are just relax mode.
Those waves there, they're not like bodyboard or shortboard waves. They're more like skimboard waves.
Yeah, they're crashing right on the beach. They're not you can't like ride a wave. Except today where it's like a little choppy out there because it's, of course, Chip, we go on vacation. It is officially the coldest day of the year here in Florida. It is cloudy and miserable out. It's been raining. This is my vacation. But you know what, man? It is a Disney resort, so they have stuff going on in the lobby all day. They're going to do a campfire. They had movies outside.
Any characters?
No, that's only on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, you son of a dude. That's okay, man. I'm in my room right now on the patio podcasting. Life is great. And I want to thank you for doing this for my daughter. You got us 2 nights here at Vero Beach with your vacation club points.
Yep.
Which will bring me to, in a moment, I will say happy birthday to my daughter, which is why you did this. I do want to go over one more thing before we end this episode. Food and Wine Classic is coming again to the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin. It's the Wine Classic at Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin Resort. We got the menus out today. They have been released. The event is going to take place Friday, November 11th and Saturday, November 12th. The menu lineup includes creative new dishes and returning festival favorites from the resort's award-winning food and beverage team. Oh, and I can't wait to try this out at the media event we have coming up. They have pretzels, like real Philadelphia pretzels, man, that look with real mustard, like they're grinding the mustard in front of your face.
Nice.
Yes, some of the like Rosa Mexicano will be featured this year with their classic guacamole, the roasted mushroom taco, chopped cheese, alambre taco, a few other things they have. Man, just some of the.
I like it when they have the little Asian area, like the little Chinese store with the Peking duck and everything.
Yep.
That's really good. That's probably my favorite event that is done at Disney World by far.
I have to agree with you. I did it last year. Didn't do it justice like it deserves. So this year I'm going in full steam, ready to give it some love. Because I didn't that was my first time ever being at that event. So I was like a little overwhelmed by how much stuff is there.
You've got to get a room and get tipsy. Because it's
that
all
is not
the
hard.
alcohol you can drink.
Oh my God. And there's so many real wine booths and stuff. So Cabana will be hosted. Chinatown is going to have a vegan broth. They'll have shoe men. They'll have a plate lunch from the Pig and the Poke. Il Molino, which is an amazing restaurant over there, will have the baked ricotta cheese. Fountain will be represented by having a barbecue chipped ham with secret sauce. What else is going to be included? The Swan Reserve will have a grilled mahi with Tuscan kale. Todd English Bluzu, which we met Todd English last year there. What an amazing chef. Dynamite shrimp and tempura fried crispy seasoned sushi rice. Hearts of Palm ceviche will be from Hang 10. Shula's Steakhouse, of course, will have the Heritage Black Angus, and Kimonos, will have their dragon sushi, which could be the best sushi at the Walt Disney World resorts.
Yeah,
and then of course you have
dessert
dessert.
too, as far as sushi goes. The Polynesian, probably at Kona Cafe, had the best sushi I've ever had, and then Kimonos was number 2.
Yeah, so the Swan and Dolphin Food and Classic offers guests unlimited tastings at 25 food stations. And then, of course, they will have more than 100 beverages amidst a festive backdrop of live entertainment. And, of course, the hotel's causeway, their scenic causeway, it is beautiful. I got to tell you, Chip, you've done this and you say it's your favorite event.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the most beautiful event they have over there, because now with all 3 of the hotels they have, with the new Swan Reserve, with the Swan and the Dolphin, it happens in that walkway in between everything. It is beautiful. It starts at dusk, a little bit before dusk, so you get to watch the sun go down there. Absolutely beautiful. We cannot say enough good things about it. This year, I'll be over there. I'll actually be bringing you this week, Chip. We are going to be having a media event where they're going to present some of this food so we can give everybody a small taste of what is to come at the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin Food and Wine Class. Please go to their website and check that out. We're telling you, if you are adults and want a few hours away from the kids and you want to be adults, this is the event to do at Walt Disney World.
Yep.
Other than that, Chip, got anything?
No. Softball.
Anything going on?
chorus concert, and
Lots
that's
of
about it.
softball. Hockey.
Yeah, hockey.
How are the Penguins doing? How's the Penguins doing, huh?
Yeah, they're
You want to
behind
talk about them
Philadelphia.
Flyers? Yeah.
Did you see that
baby.
graphic?
You know
I
what
sent
it
you?
is? Yes. Chip, I don't know what it is. I don't know what I've done in my life, but everything is coming up Millhouse for the Philadelphia sports teams. I don't care about the Eagles, but good for them. They are 6-0. They're the only undefeated team in the NHL. In the NFL, Flyers undefeated in the NHL, 3 games, which is nothing in the long run. But
there's
hey, there it
82
is.
games total. So,
But hey, we're taking every little thing we can get. The Phillies, which happens to be the Phillies and the Flyers, are my 2 favorite teams since I was a child. And the Phillies unexpectedly are in the championship, National League Championship Series against the San Diego Padres. And Chip, did you watch any of the game?
what game?
Yeah. So the Phillies game last night, they won 2-0. 2 solo home runs won the game. Chip, 2 things I want to mention. This is a small story. We have a few minutes here. So Wawa is based out of Philadelphia. Wawa is known for their hoagies or subs wherever you're from. Wawa is a gas station type place where it's made to order. They have a thing called Hoagie Fest because their hoagies are so good. Well, Hoagie Fest ended when the playoffs started a few weeks ago. Because that was just their normal time. Well, when Hoagie Fest ended, our leadoff batter, Schwarber, all of a sudden just couldn't hit. So people were blaming Wawa for this and be like, dude, you got to bring back Hoagie Fest. And they did. So to help out the Phillies, the Wawa, a whole organization that has nothing to do with Phillies, but are from Philadelphia, brought back instead of Hoagie Fest, Schwarber Fest. So what does Schwarber do last night, Chip? Hits the longest and furthest and biggest home run of all time in National League Championship Series. 488 feet, hit the second deck of the Padres Stadium. It was massive, man. Like I literally just stared at my screen for a few seconds going, am I actually watching this live? There's your Phillies report, my friend. They are up 1-0 in the National League Championship Series. We shouldn't be here. We should have lost to the Cardinals. We should have been destroyed by the Braves. But here we are, 1 game up, about to go to the World Series. Fingers crossed. So every game I get right now is a blessing, man. I'm like, oh, look, they keep winning. That's great. They shouldn't be here. This is the team. This is the engine that could. But anyway, there's my Philly story. There's all that. Lastly, Chip, I'm going to end the
what
episode.
happened? I think I fell asleep there.
Just wake up, dude. Just wake up. Fantastic news. Don't you have fantastic news?
Yeah, it's coming back November 3rd.
They have announced a date?
Yep, finally.
Dining packages. What is up with that?
They're coming soon.
November 30th. So you can start booking next week in April, but the dining packages do not start until November 30th. So you can book next week for the month in advance. So there you go. There's your fantastic coming back November 3rd. Really excited. Another thing that everybody's been waiting for. That's really cool. And then finally, Chip, my friend, I am going to end it this one with tomorrow is my daughter Rory's sweet 16th birthday. I want to say happy birthday to her. She is actually next to me watching me podcast right now. So I will say happy birthday to her. And I will say thank you to you for giving her a 16th birthday present of being down here at Vero Beach. That's one of the wonderful things about working at Chip and Company. Chip is one of the nicest owners and are you our partner, boss, your boss partner thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, whatever it is.
I don't bark orders or anything like that.
No, you kind of just let us do our thing.
Yeah, I'm just a worker bee like everybody else.
Can you make me money? Let's go. We know how it is. But thank you to Chip. He's such a gracious human being.
Happy birthday,
I just want
Rory.
to say thank you very much. On that note, Chip, as always, my friend, you get the last word.
I will concede and say go Phillies. It would be nice to see them win.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're ending it on that. On that note, we're
Just
ending it.
kidding.
End of line. Oh, I didn't get it out. Dang it. You son of a gun. Let's go, Phillies. I gotta
Actually,
go put
I'm more upset the fact that the Flyers are undefeated and Pittsburgh lost against the Habs.
Right, what is that?
Yeah.
Well, that's the way it is, man. That's
Yeah.
the way it is. Don't worry, you have Crosby. He'll cry about something and end up getting extra points. How's that old team doing anyway? Do they still have Malkin?
Malkin? Yeah, he scored 2 goals the other night.
And does Crosby still cry over everything?
Nope.
Crosby
He just leads the team like a good leader should.
leads the team in whining to the ref. Oh, don't hit me. He hit me. Eh.
Are we done? Can I go eat? Because I'm like,
I am starving, man. I got to go find lunch.
all right, man.
We're done. Thank you so much. As always, everybody, stay tuned to Chip and Company Podcast Network. Tomorrow, you'll get and Company. Go back and listen to the episodes this week. Dislife podcast on Monday. Yesterday, we dropped Disney News and Review. Today, Disney Parks and Review. And of course, as always, Chip and Company Podcast Network. Check out the Chip and Company Facebook page. Check out Chip and Company on the website. Check out Chip and Company on Instagram, on TikTok, everywhere else. Chip, are you okay? Are you awake? As always. And lastly, I just will say, end of line.
Bye, everybody.